Go ahead. The state examiner is going to say, hey, you're going to be out here. State examiner is going to walk out here. The first one testing, he's going to say, okay, I want you to get in your vehicle. So get in your vehicle right now. And turn on your lights. Clearance and running lights and everything. Now we're going to be doing a light check. Roll down your window so you can hear me. Okay? Turn on your bright lights. All right? Your left signal. Turn signal. Left one. There you go. Do your emergency flashers. Do your right turn signal. Okay? Now he's going to go in the back and check your tractor and trailer. Leave your lights on. He's going to make sure all your lights are working properly. So y'all can go on the road. All right, your left turn signal. Emergency flashers. Right turn signal. Brake light. Reverse light. Okay, now get out of the vehicle and turn your lights off.
Reverse light's right there, right?
Yes. Those ones that are clear that lit up. Turn all your lights off. No, and there you go. All right. Now he's going to read. Say, okay, now you're going to be doing, it's called the engine compartment all the way to your steering. The hub seal. Okay, and he goes, do you have any questions? And we're only doing A right now. We call it A, but they say that the approach, engine compartment to the steering tires. And then he'll go, do you have any questions? You go, no, and he'll start that timer, and you say, okay, I'm going to look for leaning when I approach. There's no fluid, puddles or drips under there, and no signs of it leaning. I mean, there could be flat tires or leaf spring broken or shot. Then you're going to come on up here, and we're going to get our lights. Our dim lights and our bright lights. They're clear in color, they're not cracked or broken, they operate properly. Here is my amber turn signals, emergency flashers. They're clean, not cracked or broken, and it's secured. Now I'm going to go up there and get my running lights. They're amber in color, they're clean, not cracked or broken, they also work properly. Now I'm going to come on over here to this side. I'm going to go ahead and open my hood. And now I'm going to way back over there to open the other side. My door latch. I'm going to talk about the mirror. It's secured with nuts and bolts to the body. It ain't loose or missing. It's clean, not cracked or broken, adjusted properly so I can see down the back. Side. Now I'm going to go ahead and go to this side. And we only have to do one side unless there's something unique to this side. Open that up. Now we're going to pull that hood up. Okay, while I'm pulling the hood up, I'm going to make sure there's no body damage. It ain't cracked and broken or obstruction of my view. Now watch your heads. We're going to come over here. I got my coolant over here. Okay, it's secured to the frame and the radiator. The cap's secure and tight, does not leak. It's got adequate level right here, as you can see. Okay, while I'm right here, I'm going to go ahead and talk about all my hoses and clamps. They're secure and tight, not worn, torn, or frayed, and there's no signs of leaks on none of my hoses. While I'm here, I'm going to go ahead and talk about I got a belt-driven water pump over here. Hoses, clamps are secure and tight, they're not leaking, no loose missing bolts, ain't cracked or broken, and my belt is not worn, torn, or frayed, no more than a 1/2 3/4 play, and my water pump does not leak. Now I'm going to go ahead and go to the other side. Watch your head. Now over here, I'm going to go ahead and talk about, I got my wiper fluid right here. It's got adequate level, it's secure, and it does not leak. Loose and missing bolts. And your hoses are secure and tight and they don't leak as well. Okay, right behind there I got this is my oil. I'd pull it out, wipe it off, put it back in, and then I'd pull it back out, make sure between add and full. If I had to add, I'd add it right here. Right here I got my belt driven alternator. No loose or missing bolts. The wires are secure and tight. They're not bare or loose or missing. Now it's a belt driven, so I'm making sure my belt's not more than a 1/2 3/4 play and it ain't worn, torn, or frayed. Now while I'm right here, I'm going to go ahead and talk about my power steering reservoir. Clamp secure and tight around it. Okay, as you can see right here, it's got adequate level. Right here. Now I'm going to follow my hoses and clamps. They're secure and tight. They're not worn, torn, or frayed. It goes down here, right down to there. That is my gear-driven power steering pump. There's no loose or missing bolts. It's secure and tight and does not leak. The fittings are secure and tight and they don't leak as well. Right behind there, I got my air compressor. It's gear-driven. No loose or missing bolts and clamps. Fittings are secure and tight and it does not leak. Now while I'm right here pointing, I'm going to go to my steering linkage. Okay, I got a U-joint on both ends of my steering linkage. They're not cracked, broken. They're properly greased on both ends. And my steering linkage, no excessive movement, and ain't cracked or broken. Now I'm going to come on down here to my steering box. No loose missing bolts. It's secure and tight. The fittings and hoses and clamps are secure. They're not leaking. Okay. Then I'm going to come to my fitment arm. Ain't cracked, broken, no illegal welds, no loose missing bolts, nuts. And then I got a crown nut and quarter pin on each end of my drag link. They're not loose or missing, the pins are in place. Okay, my drag link, it's secure and ain't cracked or broken. The fittings are properly greased on each end. Okay, that's all my steering components. Now I'm going to go to my suspension. My leaf spring hangers. They're secure, not loose or missing. The rubber bushings in place, no loose or missing bolts. Okay, my rubber bushings in place on my leaf springs. They're not shifted, cracked, or broken. My U-bolts, they're not cracked, broken. They're not loose. They're secure and tight with nuts and bolts on the end. Now I'm going to come on down here to my other one. I got a shock right here. It's secure with nuts and bolts on both ends, and it does not leak. I got another leaf spring hanger over there on the other side with the rubber bushing in place as well. That's all my suspension. Now I'm going to go to my braking components here. Okay, I got a supply line, service line. Supplies air to my brake chamber. The fittings are secure and tight and they do not leak. My rubber is not worn, torn, or frayed on my hoses. And my fittings are secure and tight. Okay, and my brake chamber, it's secure with nuts and bolts. It ain't cracked, damaged. There's no hose. The clamp's secure and tight around it. And it does not leak. I got a push rod in here. I got a push rod right here. Okay, when released, there was no more than 1 inch of travel on that when released, when I pull on it. It ain't bent or broken. Okay, right here, my slack adjuster. It's not cracked, broken, no loose missing bolts. It's properly greased, and the pins are in place with the keepers. Now I'm going to go inside my tire here. Okay, I got my brake lining. They're not cracked or broken. No more than a 1/4 inch. Not worn dangerously thin, and no contaminants. Now my drum. Okay, I got even wear in there. Ain't cracked or broken. No hose, and no contaminant on it as well on my drums. Now I'm going to come out here on my tire. I got even wear. I got 4/32 on the depth. I got 100 pounds of pressure, whatever's recommended by the manufacturer, and I checked it with the tire gauge. Now I'm coming down the side. It ain't bulges, cracks, or dry rots on my tire. It's seated to my rim. My rim ain't cracked. There's no weld repairs and no rust trails on them. My valve stem is secure and tight. It ain't cracked or broken or loose or missing, and it's got a DOT approved cap, and it does not leak. Okay, my lug nuts, they're secure and tight. No radiant cracks or distortion, or no rust trails on that as well. Now I'm going to go inside here. I got my hub seal. No loose or missing bolts. It's got adequate level and it does not leak. Okay. Now he's going to stop you and then he's going to tell you go ahead and secure the hood. So let me go ahead and secure this hood real quick. And then he's going to read you the coupling. Says, well, I want you to do a coupling of a truck you normally couple on your tractor and trailer. And then he's going to ask you if you got any questions. And you're going to, yes sir, I do have. May I show you my safety equipment? And he normally will. So we'll get the key. We'll open this bad boy up. And then we're going to go ahead and show him our safety equipment here. Here's our fuses and bulbs. Here's our 3 triangle reflectors. Here's our first aid kit, our wheel chock, and our fire extinguisher properly charged, secured, and the tag's up to date. Now I'm going to go ahead and start my coupling. This is when I get under there. Always start under here on your coupling, guys.
But this ain't part A no more?
Yeah, this is still part A.
Okay.
I'm doing part A as we do it. Then we'll do part B as we do it. Then we'll do part C as we do it.
Okay.
Okay, right now we're starting the coupling. Okay, my apron ain't cracked, broken, it ain't damaged. Okay, I don't have no gap between my 5th wheel and my apron. Okay, my kingpin's not cracked, broken, loose, or missing. Then I got my locking jaw is secure around my kingpin there. Now I'm going to come around the side here.